Here is my makeup video. I started off with a clean face. I had just washed my face, getting ready to go to work, but before that, a day of fun with my sister. And right here, I didn't have any hand sanitizer, but I washed my hands beforehand, and this is like some Aveeno like lavender lotion that I was putting on. Thumbs up, little thumbs up. Also, I apologize for my sickly voice sounding. I'm currently sick. And then I'm taking the e.l.f. Camo CC cream. I kind of just went to Ulta and tried to find a color that would match mine as best as I could. And I think it works. I mean, I like it a lot. I think it blends into my skin really nicely. And I'm just using my fingers because that's how I usually do it. And I thought about getting a beauty blender, but I'm just kind of traumatized from like TikToks that I've seen of girls like cutting open their beauty blenders and there's being like gross stuff inside it. So definitely just use my fingers. They're clean. I washed my hands again. I was at my sister's because we were getting ready to go out, so I like put a fit on and stuff, and I'm just rubbing this stuff in. And then right here I'm using Laura Mercier. I can't remember the shade. Give me just a moment. Totally lied. It's not Laura Mercier. It's Estee Lauder Double Wear Instant Fix Concealer. I can't see. It's like it says A39. Oh, it's 1N light neutral. So that is the shade that I'm using in this. Blending it in with my fingers again because beauty blenders traumatize me. But it seems to work nicely. I feel like I can get a better feel and get into all the cracks and crevices, though I do have a lot of creasing underneath my eyes, so that is often troubling me, but it's just part of having bags, I guess. Here I'm using the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. I believe it's shade translucent, I'm assuming, just because I really like translucent powder. I feel like it blends nicely into the skin and you don't have to worry about like the powder shade being off and whatnot. And I really like the way that it smooths the skin out and just makes everything look even, which is what we want. Alrighty, and then here I'm using a palette. It's just called The Nudes by Maybelline. They don't have any like specific shades, but I'm just using the brown shades that I usually would use for my eyes, and I'm using it for contour because in the moment I had misplaced my contour palette that I had bought, but if I had used the contour palette, it would have been Wet n Wild Coloricon bronzer in shade Sunset Striptease. Kind of scandalous, but I had misplaced it, so I used eyeshadow. And then after blending that out to the best of my ability, I'm using an e.l.f. blush. I can't seem to find the shade color. It's not on the packaging. Oh, it's Always Rosy. And I picked it because I tend to go for like darker blushes almost, just because I think it makes my skin look better. And I don't know, I've tried to use orangey blushes before and that's just not the vibe for me, at least. But yes. And then here I'm going in with my little spoolie that was connected to like an eyebrow brush, but it had broken. So now I just use the spoolie for my eyebrows just to get them all brushed out. And then I'm going to be using this black shade that you see here for my eyebrows because obviously my hair is black. And I actually really like the way that, I don't know, like black in general looks on my skin tone. I feel like it makes it look really pale, and I'm very much for that vibe. Like I also get my nails really dark because I like the way that it makes my hands look pale. So there's that as well. And I had shaved my eyebrows and I pluck them regularly whenever hair starts to show up. And I kind of angle the brow upwards, as you can see here. I feel like it makes my face just fit better. The brows I had, like my natural brows, it was not the vibe. And I just really like this shape better on me. Definitely got inspo from like Korean beauty, like styles that are popular. I like the straight brow, though instead of like straight across, I like angle it upwards, as you can see here. There's your little veil baby. And then I'm doing my most very best to replicate it on the other side. Both eyebrows and eyeliner are sisters, not twins, so there's that. I try my very best. I like to, I'm kind of traumatized from my eyebrows that I used to do in high school, because I would use like well, I guess early high school, like middle school, I would use like the Anastasia brow gel type B, and like at the time I didn't know this, but it's meant for people who don't have a lot of eyebrow hair so that they can make their own little eyebrow. And I had like way too much eyebrow hair for the product that I was using, so they just looked very bad. But I always try and sort of do a little gradient towards the inner of my brow because it just looks much more natural. You see, like that. And one's a little higher than the other, but that's okay. And then here I'm using just the eyeshadow brush that I usually use and the colors that I usually use. I go in with this lighter shade just for like blending and such, and just getting some color on there that I can work with. And then here I go in with a slightly darker brown just on the outer of my eye and kind of blend it towards the upper of my eye and on my lid, and then I go below and just try and blend that out as much as I can. This is the makeup that I do like every day, so I'm kind of used to it and I like the way it looks. So I just tend to do this look quite often. And then here I'm using the eyeliner NYX Professional Makeup, That's the Point. Hella fine. This is my favorite eyeliner that I've found so far. It just works the best for me, and it comes off very easily when I'm washing my face of the makeup. And I just like how I can control my lines. I used to not really like liquid eyeliner because, of course, it's hard to control, and if you open your eyes when it's still kind of wet and you have hooded eyes like I do, it can get all over the top of your lid. And that is not fun because then you have to like mess up the eyeshadow that you just did. And that's just throws me into a fit of rage that I just cannot describe. So here is me doing that. And then here I'm filling it in. I've started this new I used to start filling it in at the wing, but since I wear false lashes now and I'm getting better at applying them, I start at the inner corner because I would do my liner and then work up to the inner corner and then put the lashes on and then realize, oh my gosh, it looks kind of weird with my inner corner being kind of funky because I had trouble applying my lashes, so it just looked weird. So now I go from the inner corner and I can just place the lash and I don't have to worry about filling it in. And if I will finally get this palette out of my face, you can see that I do little lines to sort of replicate lashes, though I do kind of go extreme and it doesn't really look like lashes, it just looks like an extension of the eyeliner. But when I fill in my eyeliner, I don't know if you noticed, but I started from the bottom of my eye and dragged it upwards. And then after I make the shape of my liner, I leave a little triangle space by the outer of my eye just to make it look bigger. I like the way that that looks. And then for my lash glue, I recently changed to Ardell Lash Tight Clear Adhesive. I used to use the black adhesive, and I liked it. It's just, again, starting out with applying lashes, I would use the black and it would get everywhere on my lid, but eventually getting better with it. And then I was like, why not try clear? Because I just feel like it'll be better for that. So, and when I first started using this clear, I noticed that it's much more liquidy than the black one, so I like to blow on it a little bit just to get it tacky, and then I apply it like towards the inner corner and kind of lay it on there, as you'll see in a moment. And then here I'm using my trusty mirror, and if I would not block myself, I'm applying it to the inner corner like I said, and just kind of dragging it and placing it on. I have a hard time getting them even, so I try and line it up with like the very outer part of my like dark circle color around my eye. Like, it's not the iris, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I apply it like that, and I kind of press down and fix it and like lift it upwards so that you can see the lash itself. And there it is right there. This is a new set of lashes that I have not worn before, but I kind of like them, so. And after applying both of those, I do some eye checks, top, sides. Usually I'll do a bottom, but I did not. And then here I'm using this new highlighter that I got called Revolution in shade Just My Type. I thought it was super cute. I was at Target and I was like, that's a cute highlighter. And I like to put it like not all over my lid, but just in the center, which is another beauty trend that I picked up from Korea that was trending. I mean, I'm sure it is still trending, but I just like the way that it brightens up the center of that eye and not like too much overpowering. And then I'll just do the same. I'm actually using Emily's technique of just doing like a whole like spin around, up and down type motion, and I think that looks really nice. And then I put some on my nose. I also put some blush on my nose. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Just because I like the way it looks, the little red, rosy, sickly vibe. There's me showing it off. And then here, as you can see, it looks like I have foundation on my lips, which I did because I was a dummy and used my black lipstick first, which I don't typically do. So I used that same eyeliner and make some little lines to like extend my mouth a little bit, so like when I smile it just looks uprisen, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit more expressive, and I really like the way that looks. And here's me doing some checks, nodding, yes, like it, yes. And then here's me taking that black again onto my lips. I kind of go all around the lips, just kind of gradient it out a little bit. I was trying to go for like a blended kind of like grayish on the very line of my lip and make it darker on the inside, but of course I always go overboard and I just pack it on. See, I'm packing it on. And then as I've messed with that eyeshadow as long as I can, I'm using the NYX Suede matte lipstick. I have yet to find a black lipstick that I like, and this is the first one that I have ever purchased for myself because I don't typically wear lipstick. I like lick my lips too much, I touch them, like my face in general, which is why I don't typically wear a full face of makeup because I have a habit of touching my face. And I know you're not supposed to do that, but impulsive thoughts, you know what I'm saying? So there's me rubbing it in, and then I'll go in with that same black shadow and just go over that matte because it's a little bit sheer. It's matte, but it's a tiny bit sheer. So I just put this black shadow over it to make everything blend together and have it not move around. Though my lips do get dry, I can apply like a Burt's Bees lip balm, which is what I usually use for my lips, and I think that works really nicely. And then this is my finished look. I'm doing a little hair flip, tuck behind the ear, side by side, smile, you know what I'm saying?